Hi, welcome to Brighter Soul. I'm Claudia Wright, and my aim is to raise the consciousness of this beautiful planet that we live on. And the best way we can do that is by making change within ourselves. So join me as I challenge myself to find happiness every single day for the next week using these 5 simple tricks. If we really break it down, what is it that we really want out of our lives? Generally, I think we're all trying to find some level of happiness. And if you think about it, all the things that we might want, money, love, a new home, a car, is just to aid us to feel more fulfilled and happy. I really believe that happiness is something we all strive for, but also really appreciate that it often feels a little bit out of reach. You know, we get up every day and we have our daily routines and our life, and it's busy and we work, some of us have kids, and we get stressed, a bit overwhelmed and even triggered by others around us. But what if happiness could actually be more accessible to us than we think? With just a little mindset shift here or there, ultimately at any given time of the day, we have the ability to shift our perspective of what's going on around us and to pivot to a better feeling place. So I want to share with you 5 simple tricks or tips, if you like, that have helped me find happiness every day. And I think you can do the same for you as well. We all know it's easy to get caught up in the negativity that surrounds us. Sometimes we just go on social media and we're comparing ourselves to others, even to work stresses and struggles, and it's no wonder that happiness often takes a back seat. I have a habit personally that I'm working on, and it kind of is a little bit of social media doom scrolling. I kind of get a topic that I'm interested in and go down a bit of a rabbit hole. And then oftentimes after I finish that, I feel a bit negative. Sometimes we go for topics that don't necessarily uplift us. You know, we have concerns about what's happening in the world. I've also been there. Feel like just going through the motions without any sense or purpose or joy in your life. It's amazing how quickly we can lose sight of what's truly important in our life. We start to focus on the things that are going wrong in our life rather than the positive things that we have around us, and before you know it, we're stuck in a bit of a rut, feeling a little bit unhappy and sometimes unfulfilled. But what if I told you that it's possible to shift your focus quite easily and find happiness even on the toughest of days, or days that just you feel a little bit out of reach? And the great thing is, it's not about making any drastic changes or overhauling your entire life. It's about making like really small intentional choices that can add up to make a very big difference. Sometimes all it takes is a very small shift in perspective to find happiness. And that's exactly what I want to share with you today. Just 5 simple tricks that can help you find happiness every day in any moment. So let's dive into these 5 tricks that can help you find happiness every day. The first trick is to practice gratitude. And it's a really easy one. Take a few minutes each day to write down 3 things that you're thankful for. And it can be as simple as a good cup of coffee, a beautiful sunset, a supportive friend, the fact that you've got a roof over your head if you have, you know, or food on your plate. And if you'd like to join my gratitude challenge, check out my video on gratitude, which will give you some tips on how to go about that. The second trick to finding happiness is to get moving. We all know that exercise releases endorphins, which are basically natural happiness boosters. But you don't have to become like a marathon runner or even a gym enthusiast. But find an activity that you really, really enjoy, whether it's walking, dancing or yoga. I really have to push myself to go to the gym. I don't find it that natural to do. But what I find really easy to do is put on some good music. So when no one's around, I put on some music for about 5 or 10 minutes and get my groove on. And some kind of movement is great for your well-being. I recently fractured my ankle and couldn't move around too much, and it really did affect my mood. I found that not being able to move around and kind of have that endorphins running around in me did affect how I felt, and I kind of felt sorry for myself a little bit. So even if you just go for a walk, dance in your bedroom or do some yoga if you can, just a little movement every day will provide you with these feel-good endorphins that we all love. The third trick to help you find happiness is to connect with nature. Now, this is pretty simple. I think we've all got a little bit of nature around us. Even if we live in the city, there's a park somewhere nearby. Try to spend a few minutes a day outside, whether it's taking a little short walk or just sitting in the park. Being in nature always has a way of calming our minds and lifting our spirits. And if you can manage it, take your shoes off when standing on grass or at the beach, And when we are barefooted on the earth, our bodies absorb millions of free electrons, or negative ions called as well, from the earth in the way nature intended. These negative ions then travel throughout the body and they actually neutralize the free radicals in our tissues. So nature intended for us to walk barefoot, really. That's how we evolved. The earth is so fantastic. It is kind of made where it neutralizes us when we walk around barefoot, and we don't do that very often. So if you get an opportunity, put your feet on the bare grass for 5 minutes and it will just make you feel really good and help towards boosting your morale and happiness. The fourth trick to help you find happiness is to practice mindfulness. Now, I know this can sound kind of woo-woo, but hear me out. Whenever you start to spiral into like a negative thought pattern or thought patterns of the past or even the future, if you just take a pause and take a few deep breaths, we can focus on the present moment and let go of worries for the past or the future. The most free and easy way to do this is to focus on your breath. If you'd like some more tips on breathing exercises, check out my video on breathing, and that will give you a few different breathing exercises that you can do to bring you into the present moment, and it helps you deal with anxiety as well. The fifth trick to find happiness is to do something creative, whether it's painting, drawing, writing, playing music, singing or dancing. Take some time for activities that bring you joy and allow you to express yourself. Now, not being an ultra creative person myself, like I do love to dance, but I can't draw for sure. I know it can feel a little stressful when somebody tells you to do something creative, but creativity comes in many forms, you know. Like I said, it can be dancing, it could be journaling and writing a story or anything. And research shows that when you're really in the zone and you're being creative, you get into what is called the flow state, which allows you to become really fully immersed in what you're doing. This not only helps with trick number 4, i.e. becoming present and mindful in the moment, it also releases dopamine, that feel-good hormone that helps enhance your motivation and your reward and pleasure centers. It makes you just feel really happy and good. So try to do something creative, you know, like even if it's writing or dancing or anything that you think that really makes you feel good and kind of gets you into that flow state. And I'm going to add one more trick that I highly recommend. So trick number 6, even though we said it's just 5 tricks, this is a bonus trick. And that is to find some sort of meditative practice. Meditation is like taking a shower for your brain. And I stole that from somebody from Mind Valley who does meditations on Mind Valley. I can't remember her name, but it's one of the better modern day analogies that I can think of. So meditation washes your brain. Think about it. It showers the brain. It gets all the negative thoughts, patterns out. And over time, it makes you less reactive to triggered emotions. It quietens your ego, and with regular practice, will allow you to find happiness in so many of your day-to-day challenges. And I say that because I have a great meditation practice, and I have for years, and it truly has changed my life. And I'm going to say, with a great meditative practice, you find happiness even in the challenges. As you know, they are there to make you grow. Finding happiness every day is not some grand, unattainable goal. It's about making small, intentional choices that add up to make a big difference. By integrating these 5 simple tricks into your daily routine, you can find happiness even on the toughest of days. And if you consider my last bonus trick, meditation, it will just make the journey a lot quicker and easier. Thanks for watching. If you have a favourite happiness trick that you'd like to share, please leave it in the comments below. And if you're looking for some more self-improvement tricks, be sure to check out my videos on meditation, gratitude and breathing techniques as well. So I'm Claudia from Brighter Soul. We do high vibe content over here, just trying to uplift the planet, make this place a better place. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.